This week on Run, Jump, Stomp, we're going to take a look at Nintendo's big announcement, Loom 2, Terraria 2, Amiibo announcements, Toe Jam and Earl. I'm not sure how many of those games there are, but it looks like they're making a new one, and it might come to the Xbox One, although maybe not. Lego getting into the interactive toy market. Steam gets an F, and the long play and wish listed, all coming up on Run, Jump, Stomp this week for March 17th, 2015. I'm Bill. Thanks for listening. Well, the biggest news this week definitely goes to Nintendo getting into the mobile space. Apparently, Nintendo has finally decided that cell phones are competition with the Nintendo DS. I'm not sure how I feel about this. On one hand, I'm really looking forward to some Nintendo games on my phone, because I always have my phone with me. I don't always have my 3DS with me. At the same time, one of the great things about the Nintendo games are their tight controls, and that just does not usually work on a touchscreen. That being said, there was a Zelda game, I think it was Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, and both of those are phenomenal Zelda games, and their controls were almost 100% touchscreen if I remember correctly. So, in order to get into the mobile space, Nintendo decided to partner up with DNA, which is a Japanese mobile gaming company, and they make smartphone games. None that I've really had much experience with, but they're going to be making smartphone games that feature Nintendo characters. So they're going to work together on this. They're not just licensing it to DNA. And in a statement that DNA released, it said that to ensure the quality of the game experience that consumers expect from this alliance of Nintendo and DNA, only new original games optimized for smart device functionality will be created, rather than porting games created specifically for the Wii U home console or the Nintendo 3DS portable system. So that means we're not going to be seeing games like Phantom Hourglass on our phones, even though it was designed with touchscreen in mind, because they said they're only making new games. I think that might be a mistake, because some 3DS titles would work really well without with only touchscreen controls. Games like Pokemon Shuffle, that comes to mind. That's a great game. I've had loads of fun with it. Haven't spent a dime on it, but it requires absolutely no button input, and that would work really, really well. I wonder if the recently announced Super Mario Bros. Puzzle and Dragons is also going to be coming to this platform. That would have been enough news from Nintendo, but then they also announced that they're not giving up on dedicated gaming systems. They're going to release a new console, currently codenamed NX, and it's a new concept, probably a new gimmick that most people will not use. Most developers will probably ignore, and Nintendo will make awesome games with. They didn't announce anything else. It's probably I think that they're probably going to announce some more information at E3 next year. But at the same time, I don't think we're going to see this console for at least 2, maybe 3 years. I'm going to guess probably 2017 Christmas is when they'll release this new console. But that's just a guess. They also said that they're going to be making a cross-platform service that's going to unite smartphones, tablets, PCs, Nintendo 3DS, and Wii U, and you're going to have an account-based system. So this looks like the follow-up to Club Nintendo, which now is going to include all of these other places for you to play Nintendo games. So far, this is definitely the biggest news of the week, and this might be some of the biggest gaming news this year. Way to go, Nintendo, for finally realizing that you can't control everything. So, 25 years ago, Lucasfilm Games released Loom, a fantasy adventure by Brian Moriarty. It had music as a central feature to the game, and the creator, Brian Moriarty, gave a speech last week saying that he wants to make a sequel, and he would only entrust 3 companies to do that, and that would be Telltale Games, Double Fine, and Wadjet Eye. So it's a typical point-and-click adventure-style game, the kind that Telltale has been putting out, like, I'm blanking on it. Wolf Among Us and Walking Dead. He says now that he wants to make a sequel, he decided to play through the game again. 25 years after it originally came out, and he said it was really cool because he was able to play it like the players did. He couldn't remember a lot of the puzzles and other things in the game, and so it was a really unique experience for him. Now, I've never played Loom. I've heard that it was really, really great, and a lot of people hold it in high regard in the adventure game genre. If you've played Loom, convince me. You can currently pick it up on Steam for $6, which is a steal as far as I'm concerned. I'm gonna buy it if I get enough people to tell me that it's really, really great. If you want to convince me to buy it, send me an email to runjumpstomp@gmail.com. Terraria is a fantastic game. You can pick it up on Steam as well as Xbox 360. You can buy it on iOS. I think that it's coming to Wii U and 3DS, but I'm not sure. I think I read that someplace. If you have a platform to play it on, and if you're listening to this podcast, you probably do, then I highly recommend you pick up Terraria. Think of Minecraft in 2D with boss fights, and you've pretty much summed up Terraria. It's a very, very fun game, and I poured hours into it on Steam. That being said, they just announced that Terraria Otherworld is going to be coming out, and they've released a gameplay trailer that looks really great. The graphics have been updated. They look more like... I wouldn't say that Terraria looked 8-bit, and that Terraria Otherworld looks 16-bit, but I guess I would say that Terraria Otherworld looks more 16-bit than the original Terraria. It's almost like comparing a Super Nintendo game to a Genesis game. They're both the same, but you could definitely tell the difference, unless it was just a port. They're saying that Terraria Otherworld seems to have more of a story than the original Terraria, or at least that's how it's described on the forums. If you have not picked up Terraria, run out and get it now, and definitely add Otherworld to your wish list. Apparently, Nintendo is hosting an Amiibo-only Smash Bros. Tournament on March 14th and 15th. There's no fee to enter. All you have to do is have a trained Amiibo. While this seems kind of cool, at the same time, my reaction is people don't really understand how to train an Amiibo to do certain things. Like, it's still... it's like grasping at straws. I mean, you play against the Amiibo, but you can't control what it's going to do. So, how is it that one is going to win over the other, or is it just completely random? I've heard of people training their amiibos to just constantly run off the edge, or to only use ranged attacks. But how do you get them to only use ranged attacks? Is there a certain thing that the player has to do in order to get that outcome? And that's a thing that we haven't figured out yet. So having a tournament based on something that is completely not skill-based just seems silly. Apparently, they said that everyone will get a folder that is branded. Do they mean like the kind of folder that you use in school? That seems really weird. Anyway, if you are interested in it, it looks like it's only in Japan, so probably nobody here is going to be signing up. But the link is in the show notes for more information about the Amiibo-only Smash Brothers competition. Did you play ToeJam and Earl? I did not. I've heard it was really good, and it's supposed to be really, really fun, but I never played it. Well, I'm going to have the chance. Apparently, ToeJam and Earl Back in the Groove is coming out on Kickstarter, and they are currently at 400,000 of the... No, their goal was 400,000, and they're sitting around 300,000, I think. They're also talking about bringing it to the Xbox One, although that's a stretch goal for 700,000, and that's probably not going to get funded at that stretch goal. They have trailers and interviews at the Kickstarter page. I don't know. I'm not excited about this. Are you? I know that it was a widely revered game, but it was never something that I tried. Lego might be putting out new software that will let you build with real Lego bricks and then play with those Lego bricks that you've built in a virtual world. Now, they've tried this before with, they had like an MMO, massively multiplayer game, that had something to do with Legos. I never played it. They also had it was almost like a board game called Life of George, where they would show you a picture on your phone, and then you could build the picture out of Lego, and then and there was like a timer counting down to see how fast you could build this picture out of Lego, and then you could hold your phone over it, and it would take a picture of what you built, and it would it would give you how long that you had to do that it took you. Man, I can't talk today. It would tell you how long it took you to build it, and then you could compete with your friends that way. In a statement, Lego Future Lab Senior Design Manager Diet Brun Pedersen said, recently smartphones and tablets have become a popular platform for empowering game mechanisms that kids love. Lego Fusion brings these two favorite gameplay patterns together in an experience where real-life Lego builds come to life in a virtual game, inspiring creativity, strategy, and the pride of creation. This sounds a lot like Skylanders and what's the Disney one? Disney Infinity, and now Nintendo's Amiibo. So the games to life idea, which is a huge moneymaker, I guess the interactive toy business, which is what they call it, made $425 million last year, and it grew 22% from 2013 to 2014, according to the MPD group. Skylanders, which pretty much started it, has generated like $3 billion, and Disney says that they sold more than 2 million starter packs since 2013. And then Amiibo, well, is just flying off the shelves. Well, that's partially true. Some Amiibo are flying off the shelves, and some of them actually had to be discounted because there were so many sitting on the shelves. What do you guys think about this Lego thing? I think it'd be really great if they could... Well, my cat just jumped on my shoulder. I think it'd be really great if they could have you build stuff and then like put it on a like a pedestal or like an NFC thing that would then take that thing that you built into the game. I don't know how that would work though. My guess is they're going to have to take a picture of it from multiple angles. So you take out your smartphone and you take a picture of it, and then you move around it and take another picture of it, and you go all the way around it, and then maybe the computer can figure out what it is that you built and put it into the game digitally. That sounds really cool. Valve seems to be a little upset that their Steam video game service got an F from the Better Business Bureau. They admit that they don't have the best track record when it comes to customer service, although they also say that they would rather get customer feedback through email and Reddit than the Better Business Bureau. Probably because if you put it on email and Reddit, it doesn't go into an official thing someplace that is telling you how terrible you are. I've never really had an issue with Steam's customer service. I just buy stuff from them and then play the games that I bought. The only time I've ever actually had interaction with them is I bought a game and it turned out that that game had like some third-party sign-on thing that what they didn't tell you that when you went to buy the game. So I emailed Steam and they gave me my money back. That seems like okay customer service to me. They said that the most important thing is they need to improve their customer service, and that they think customers are right when they say that their support is bad. They say that they have to do better, although I'm not sure that they have to do better, because in another related article, Steam had, oh gosh, what was the number? I forgot. It was a big number. It was, let's see, 9 million players online at the same time, which sounds like a huge win for Steam. But my question is, what are they counting? Are they counting that all 9 million people were playing games? Because that would be impressive. But if they're just counting the number of people that are online, well, I leave Steam open 24 hours a day. It wouldn't surprise me that 9 million other people would also just happen to leave it open all the time. Do you leave Steam open all the time? Do you think that their customer service needs work? Have you been screwed over by Steam in any way? Let me know in the on the Twitters at RunJumpStomp, or you could email me runjumpstomp@gmail.com. This week on the long play, I've been playing a lot of Guild Wars 2 again. I love that game. If you can pick it up when it's on sale, definitely do so. It is a fantastic game. Usually you can get it for like $10 when it hits sale prices, but it's usually, I think, like 30 or 40. Even at $30 or $40, it's a fantastic game. The visuals are, even though the game is like 2 or 3 years old, it's still one of the best looking games I have on my computer. It looks great all the time. It has a very good art style. They didn't put their resources into trying to get realistic graphics, which look dated later on. So instead they went with a very visually unique style, and it looks very painterly, I guess is a good way to describe it. It's an MMO, but there's no subscription for it, which that's huge. So when I get sick of it, I stop playing for a while, and then when I get the itch, I don't have to wonder, should I come back? Should I resubscribe? It doesn't matter. I just turn it on, let it update, and start playing again. I've been focusing mostly on playing my Mesmer. I played Mesmer in beta, and then when the game actually came out, I switched over to Warrior. I don't have any particular reason why I switched to Mesmer. I'm just having fun with it. I like the greatsword animations for the Mesmer. I think they're really, really cool, and I like the idea that You do more damage with the greatsword the further away you are. That's a neat mechanic. I also like having the illusions. As a mesmer, when you're playing, you can create little clones of yourself that fight along with you. And in PvE, that's really cool because the enemies are fighting the illusions instead of you, and then you can make the illusions explode or confuse your enemies. It's really cool. They recently had released information on the first expansion, Heart of Thorns, and if you follow Guild Wars 2, you've already heard everything that there is to say about it. And if you don't follow Guild Wars 2, then most of the news that I'm going to tell you about Heart of Thorns wouldn't really mean much. So I'm not going to go through the expansion details other than to say that it's got me excited to play the game again, both in PvE and PvP. If you haven't tried out Guild Wars 2, I highly, highly recommend it. It is a fantastic game, and its subscription model, or not subscription model, but monetization model, is one of the best in the industry. You basically buy the game, you play it for free after you buy it, and then the way that they make money after that is by releasing different gear that only has the effect of the look of your character, not how powerful your character is. That's a big deal for me. I don't want to pay a subscription because then I feel like I play a game even though I don't feel like it. I feel like I'm gonna. Oh man, I paid my $15 this month. I better play this game in order to get my money out of it. And so instead, they just have the gem shop where you're buying things, but the things that you're buying don't affect gameplay. All right, you don't feel like you have to buy these things off their store in order to compete or in order to be successful in the game. And that's a big deal because a lot of games that go free to play, they make their game in such a way that if you don't spend money on the shop, you might as well not even play the game. And I understand why they do that. I just think that this is a much better business model for both the game producer and the game player. This week on Wishlisted, I'm looking at picking up Ori and the Blind Forest. It is a platformer. It's a platformer that is apparently available both on Steam as well as Xbox One. I don't have an Xbox One, so I'm not sure about that. It's got full controller support, and the about this game on Steam says that the Forest of Nibel is dying. After a powerful storm sets a series of devastating attacks into motion, an unlikely hero must journey to find his courage and confront a dark nemesis to save his home. So basically, you know, it's the same as every other game. You're on your own and you got to save the world, but man, oh man, does this game look amazing. The visuals are stunning and the soundtrack sounds really, really great. It's a very atmospheric kind of game. I watched a few people playing it on Twitch, and the animations for the main character are fantastic. Really, really well done. I highly recommend you check out Ori, although I haven't played it yet. It's definitely been added to the wish list. That's all this week for Run, Jump, Stomp. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to be part of the show, please feel free. Send an email to runjumpstomp@gmail.com. You can also get a hold of me on Twitter @RunJumpStomp. Background music for this episode of Run, Jump, Stomp is Rotten Mage Space Jacked OST 04 by Saw Square Noise, and can be found at the link in the show notes.